KASPA price prediction. The silent miner that found its voice. The noise in the crypto world never stops. Screens glow through the night. Voices clash on Twitter Spaces. YouTubers scream about the next 100x coin. But in the quiet corners of this chaos, one name has slowly begun to rise. Not by shouting, but by working. That name is KASPA. The current price floats around 11 cents. Small enough to look humble, strong enough to make dreamers pause and think, what if this is the next quiet storm? It's funny how the market works. Bitcoin sneezes and the world panics. But KASPA, it just keeps mining block after block like an old engine that refuses to die. People used to call it the blockchain that doesn't sleep, and they were right. KASPA moves fast. Not meme fast, not hype fast, but mathematically fast. Every block confirmed in seconds. Every transaction wrapped in simplicity. It doesn't need to convince anyone. It lets the code do the talking. If you've been around crypto long enough, you know the signs of a real revolution. It doesn't begin with fireworks. It begins with murmurs. That's where KASPA lives, in the murmurs. Developers whisper about its efficiency. Miners praise its fairness, and long-term investors hold it like a secret they're not ready to share. At 11 cents, most outsiders shrug. They think it's just another coin trying to grab attention. But the veterans, the ones who lived through the dust of 2018 and the mania of 2021, they see something different. They see a project that's not begging for hype, but demanding respect. Let's imagine a crypto built not for fashion, but for function. Imagine blocks being processed in parallel, not waiting in line like tired commuters at a bus stop. That's KASPA, the coin that refused to accept blockchain's traditional limits. It's not reinventing the wheel. It's replacing it with something smoother, faster, and smarter. While others were chasing memes, KASPA was building structure. While projects screamed for influencers, KASPA was writing math papers. While some tokens promised moons and Lamborghinis, KASPA quietly optimized its network until it became what miners now call a poet's dream in code. There's something poetic about that. You see, the crypto market loves noise, hype, scandal, moonshots. But KASPA found power in silence. It's like the student who never talks in class, but scores 100% in every test. You can ignore him for a while, but one day you'll see his name on the trophy. And that's what's happening now. Slowly, investors are noticing. Slowly, the world is realizing that this 11 cents coin is sitting on an architecture so efficient that even tech giants are quietly studying it. And the best part? It's completely decentralized. No CEOs, no drama, no centralized servers waiting to crash. Just pure, honest math doing its job. Markets are emotional beasts, and right now, KASPA's chart is like a heart monitor, a steady pulse, patient and alive. Every dip feels like a setup, every recovery like a promise. Those who understand mining know that this coin isn't riding hype, it's riding physics. Every block confirms that the dream is still intact. The traders who got an early smile silently. They've seen this movie before. The disbelief, the ridicule, the sudden attention, the inevitable FOMO. They know the rhythm of crypto success. It starts with what's KASPA and end with why didn't I buy more? And make no mistake, KASPA is building momentum. Even without the flashy marketing, its community grows daily. It's like watching a campfire spread through a forest. Quietly, beautifully, and unstoppable once it catches wind. Some say KASPA could become the next Bitcoin in speed. Others say it's already beyond that. But let's not rush. Greatness doesn't need comparisons. What matters is consistency. And KASPA delivers that with the discipline of a samurai. The beauty of KASPA lies in its humility. It doesn't claim to solve every world problem. It just solves the problems that matter most: speed, scalability, and decentralization. In a market full of promises, KASPA is proof. Let's talk about the psychology of it. At 11 cents, people hesitate. They remember all the coins that failed, all the scams that burned their wallets. But here's the truth. Every great project once looked small. Bitcoin looked small. Ethereum looked silly. Even Solana looked impossible. KASPA stands at that same doorway now. Underestimated, but unstoppable. Crypto is full of gamblers, but KASPA attracts builders. That's the quiet power behind it. It's not for the impatient. It's for the visionaries who can hold through silence. Because the silence of KASPA isn't emptiness. It's focus. Think of it like this. Somewhere tonight, a developer in Tokyo is deploying a new application using KASPA's DAG structure. Somewhere else, a miner in Germany is optimizing his rig for KASPA's algorithm. Somewhere in Tanzania, someone like you or me is reading this article, thinking, maybe it's time to pay attention. That's how revolutions start, quietly, globally, in the minds of believers. And when belief meets mathematics, price becomes a formality. It's no longer if it will grow, it's when. Of course, no prediction is perfect. The market could twist tomorrow, headlines could scare investors, Bitcoin could sneeze again. But projects like KASPA survive storms because they aren't made of hype. They're made of code and conviction. Every dip is an invitation. Every correction, a rehearsal for the climb. Some analysts whisper that KASPA could test 20 cents soon if the rhythm continues. But even that number feels too small for what's coming. Because what happens when institutions finally understand its power? When miners shift focus? When exchanges fight to list it? Then 11 cents will feel like ancient history. There's a funny thing about crypto psychology. People never believe in a coin until it's too expensive to afford. At 11 cents, you'll find skepticism. At $1, you'll find faith. It's human nature. The same people who ignore opportunity at dawn chase it by noon. And KASPA seems destined to prove that cycle once again. But behind every chart is a human story of developers who coded for nights without sleep, of believers who held when everyone else sold, of dreamers who whispered, just wait. That's what makes KASPA beautiful. It's not a token. It's a testimony of patience in an impatient world. And that's why 11 cents feels like the beginning of a long novel. The first chapter in a story the world will one day tell with awe. Because when technology meets time, results are inevitable. KASPA isn't trying to go viral. It's trying to go vital. And that difference, that quiet focus, is what separates temporary fame from timeless value. So if you look at that small green candle on the chart today, don't laugh. It's not small, it's strategic. It's the seed of something that will grow roots before it grows wings. The future of KASPA doesn't live in tweets. It lives in transactions. In the small moments when data moves faster than expected. In the miners who smile when they realize efficiency doesn't have to mean centralization. In the investors who see past the price and into the architecture. That's where the magic is. And maybe years from now, when crypto historians talk about this era, they'll remember KASPA as the quiet one that won. The coin that didn't rush to the spotlight, but ended up owning the stage. The algorithm that turns silence into sound. Because at the end of every market cycle, when the hype coins fade, when the influencers move on, only the builders remain. And KASPA is building. Quietly. Relentlessly. Faithfully. Right now, it's 11 cents. Tomorrow? Who knows? But if there's one thing the crypto market has taught us, it's that value has a strange way of revealing itself when patience refuses to quit. So maybe the next time someone asks you about KASPA, you won't talk about charts or profits. You'll talk about potential, about the courage of small beginnings, about how you watched a digital miner grow into a global contender. Because every empire starts with a whisper. And KASPA, it's whispering right now, softly, steadily, saying, watch me. Well, thank you for watching this video. Don't forget to leave your comment and subscribe.